Hello students. So in the previous classes we were talking about that of the atoms. Now what are atoms, students? According to Dalton, atom is the smallest indivisible particle. It means which cannot be divided further. But through the limitation we came to know that atoms are not the indivisible particle, but it can be further divided into the subatomic particles. So now the new definition of the atom, it will be that atom is the smallest particle which take part in a chemical reaction. Now if we talk about the size of the atom. So atom, it is usually measured in a nanometer. Okay. Now what about the size of the atom, student? The size of the atom, if you see the atom, we cannot see the atom with our naked eyes or even with that of the optical microscope. So to see atom, a special type of a microscope that is known as the scanning tunneling microscope is there, which help us to see the layer of the atom. You can understand that the atom is this much small that if one or more layer of a atom is stacked together, even then also the size of the atom will be less than a piece of a paper. So we cannot see it with the normal microscope or with that of the optical microscope. We will see the layer of the isotope with the help of the scanning tunneling microscope, that is STM. Okay. Later on, we started with that of the symbol of the element. So why there is a need of the symbol, student? So we had discussed that if suppose a lengthy name is there, for that we use the abbreviated word or a short notation. Okay, which make us to remind the thing, or which make us to keep a lot of things together in a mind. Okay, and we know that there are a lot of elements present in the nature. So instead of with the name, if suppose we will take the symbol of the element, it will be very easy for us to recall it, to remind it, as well as it will also help us to simplify that of the chemical reaction. We can give the formulas also with the help of this symbol. So at first, the symbol, it was given by that of the John Dalton. So he had used a different figure to give the symbol to that of the different element. But that symbols, that way of representing the symbol of the element, it get discarded. Finally, Berzelius and now the modern symbol technique is used to represent the symbol of the element. So what are the things by which we can say that we made the symbol of the element? So if you see, student, there are some of the element, or there are some element where we use the first letter of that element, like that of the carbon or hydrogen or oxygen. Okay, so carbon, we use the symbol of the carbon is capital C. The symbol of the hydrogen is capital H. The symbol of the oxygen is capital O. So in the first one we have seen that we will take the first letter of the element as a symbol. In the second one, you have seen that there are a lot of elements, including that of the calcium or helium or neon or argon. So if you see this, then here the symbol of the calcium, it will be Ca. The symbol of the helium, it will be He. The symbol of the neon is Ne, and that of the argon is Ar. So you have seen here that for representing the symbol of these elements, we will take the first letter as well as the second letter. The first letter we will always write in as a capital letter, and the second letter we will always write in a small letter. Then the third one that we have taken for seeing the symbol of the element is like that of arsenic or chlorine. So you see, student, the symbol of the arsenic is As The symbol of the chlorine is that is Cl. So here we have taken the first letter and that of the third letter of the element to represent the symbol. Okay, arsenic also As, that is the S is the third letter of that element. Now the last one, like in case of a potassium, we represent it by K. In case of a iron, we represent it by Fe. In case of a gold, we represent it by Au. So here you can say that none of these letters are there in the name of this particular element. So how did these letters came, or how did these symbols came from the element? Basically, we had taken these letters from the Latin name of these elements. Okay, so the Latin name of the potassium is Calcium. The Latin name of the iron is Ferrum. And the Latin name of the gold is Aurum. So you have seen here that we have taken the first letter, that is K of the Latin name of the potassium, Fe of the iron, and Au of that of the gold. So there are four processes by which we can make the symbol of the different element. Now we will see the atomic mass of that of the different elements. Now if we talk about the atomic mass of the element, student. So again, the atoms, they are very small. So it is very difficult to measure the mass of a single atom and weigh it because it is very small. So scientists, they recommended that either of taking an atom, a single atom, and weighing it, which is almost impossible, we will use a reference unit to measure the mass of the atoms of the different element. Okay, so instead of taking a single atom, we will use a reference unit, and that reference unit will give the mass of the atom of that particular element. And that mass which we will get after using a reference unit, we use the term for it, that is relative atomic mass. Why relative atomic mass? Because here we are showing the relationship between that of the reference unit to that of the atom of the element which we have to measure. Okay, so the atomic mass which came out after using a reference unit, we use the term for it, that is the relative atomic mass. Now the question arises, what is that standard reference unit which we use to measure the atomic mass of the element? So scientists, they recommended the first element, and that is the hydrogen. So hydrogen was used as a reference unit to measure the mass of the atom of the different element. Now, why they recommended the hydrogen here? The reason is, the first reason to take hydrogen as a reference unit to measure the mass, it is because the atomic number of hydrogen is 1. Okay, so the atomic number of that of the hydrogen is 1. Even the atomic mass of the hydrogen is also 1. So we can say the atomic number or the atomic mass of the hydrogen is 1. The second thing, in case of a hydrogen, that it is a simple atom. Okay, so this one is a simple atom since it is having the atomic mass of 1. So it is a simple atom, and thus it is having the atomic mass of 1, and hence it is used in measuring the used as a reference unit to measure the mass of the different atoms of the element. But this reference unit is discarded. Reason is, when we start using the hydrogen as a reference unit to measure the mass of the different element, then we find that the mass which is coming, or the relative atomic mass which we get after using as a hydrogen as a reference unit, it comes in a fraction. Okay, thus hydrogen is discarded as a reference unit. Later on, oxygen is used as a reference unit. Okay. So instead of a hydrogen, oxygen is used as a reference unit. So you write here oxygen. What is the reason to use the oxygen as a reference unit, student? The first reason is that oxygen combines with many atoms. So it combines with the many atoms. Okay. As well as the second reason of using that of the oxygen is that this oxygen does not results in fractional relative atomic mass. Okay, so when we use this oxygen as a reference unit, the resultant that we get, that is not a fraction. Okay, so 1 by 16, because the oxygen is here 16, so 1 by 16th mass of the oxygen is used as a reference unit to measure the mass of the different atom of the element. Okay. So this is the two reasons. Most of the time the question is asked that why oxygen is used as a reference unit. What are the advantages of using, or why it is preferred to be as a reference unit? Then you will write, student, since oxygen combined with many of the other atoms, as well as when the oxygen 1 by 16th mass of the oxygen is used as a reference unit, the resultant which comes out, it is not a fractional but it is a whole number. Later on, carbon is used. Okay, so in 1916, IUPAC is what? International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry. Okay, so IUPAC, they recommended a stable reference unit to measure the mass of the different atom, and that is the carbon 12 isotope. So carbon 12 isotope of the 12 unit of carbon. Okay, so we can say that the atomic mass is equals to the 1 by 12th mass of carbon atom, that is carbon 12 isotope atom. And this will give the atomic mass unit. So we will write it like it will give as a atomic mass unit, which is represented by AMU. Okay. So by this we can define that the atomic mass of the atom is equals to the relative atomic mass of a particular element to the 1 by 12th mass of the carbon atom, carbon 12 atom. So we can define atomic mass of the element atomic mass of the element is equals to the relative atomic mass of that particular element which we have to measure, whose atomic mass we have to find, upon 1 by 12th mass of the carbon 12 atom. So this is what? This is the atomic mass of the element or atomic mass unit. Now by using this method, student, scientists, they find the different atomic mass of the different element. Like if we talk about that of the hydrogen or oxygen or fluorine or chlorine. So you have seen in a periodic table different atomic masses of that of the element. And this different masses basically comes by taking the carbon 12 as a reference unit. Let me tell you one thing, student, that you don't have to learn all the atomic mass of the element, but up to 1 to 20, atomic number 1 to 20, 1 to 20, you have to see the atomic mass and atomic number of that particular element. So you have to see the symbol, you have to see the atomic number and atomic mass of the element which comes under 1 to 20. Okay. Now we will talk about the another term, and that is molecules. Molecules. So student, right now we studied that atoms are what? They are the smallest particle which may or may not exist independently. What about the molecules? These molecules basically made up of or consisting of two or more atoms together. But here, when the two or more atoms they combine together, they form a single entity, and thus this molecule is capable of a independent existence. Okay, so we can say that molecules are what? That molecules are combination of two or more atoms, when they combine together forms a single entity and are capable independent existence. Okay, so these consisting of two or more atoms and they can exist independently, that is a molecule. Now, when we talk about the molecule, the atoms which is present in the molecule, student, they held together very strongly. It means the force of attraction between the atoms in that particular molecule is very strong. Okay, and that's why it is as a single entity and exists as a independently. Okay, atoms, it may or may not exist independently. Now, when we talk about the molecule, student, molecules is basically divided into two, and that is a molecules of the element, okay, and molecules of the compound. Okay, so molecules consisting of two or more atoms and they exist independently. Molecules are divided into two, that is molecule of the element and molecule of the compound. We will start with that of the molecule of the element. Okay. So in case of the molecule of element, students, molecules of element. Molecules of element is also known as a homoatomic molecule. Homoatomic molecules. Homo, it means same. Atom. So such kind of a molecule which consisting of only one type of a atom in it, that kind of a molecule is known as a homoatomic molecule or the molecules of the element. Okay, so it is a homoatomic molecule which is having the same type of a molecule. Now we can understand it with the different types. That is, the molecule of element is also divided into different types. The first one is the monoatomic molecule of elements. This is the monoatomic molecules of element. So you have seen, student, there are a lot of atom which is basically exist in nature as a single. Okay, it means it does not exist in a combined form, but it exists in nature as a free state. And that kind of a molecule we take it in the under the monoatomic molecule. So helium, which we represented by He, or neon, Ne, or argon, Ar. So these are what you will see that they never exist in a combined form. It means they exist in a nature as a free state. Okay, so neon, argon, helium, they always exist in nature like this. Like this only. It means no other atoms are combined with them. Only one atom is there. Mono, it means single. Atomic means atom. Okay, so molecule which consisting of only one atom, that is a monoatomic molecule. So you can see here only one atom is there. So we will call is a monoatomic molecule. Okay. Now the second one is the diatomic. Diatomic, di it means two. Atomic it means atoms. Now such kind of a molecule which consisting of a more than a one type of a atom, or such kind of a molecule which consisting of a two atoms in each, that we call as a diatomic molecule. For example, hydrogen H2, oxygen O2, nitrogen N2, chlorine Cl2, bromine Br2. Okay, so you see, student, these all hydrogen, it never exists in nature in an independent form. It means it is never like a single hydrogen is there in the nature. No, in nature you will always see hydrogen is in this form, that is a H2. Oxygen also, oxygen gas is in the form of O2, nitrogen gas in the form of N2, chlorine gas in the form of a Cl2, bromine liquid exists in a Br2. Okay, so you see here the two atoms, they combine together to form the hydrogen molecule, or two atoms, they combine together to form the chlorine molecule. So here two atoms are there to form the diatomic molecule. Okay, student. Now you have seen in all the things that this here we are talking about the that of the molecule of element or homoatomic molecule. So homo means what? Which is having the same. So here one hydrogen is there and another hydrogen only it combines with it. Thus it is a homoatomic molecule. Here also the two type of, there is no two different types of atom, but two same type of atoms combined together to form oxygen molecule. Same thing happened with the nitrogen also. Two nitrogen atom, two same nitrogen atom, they combine together to form the nitrogen gas or nitrogen molecule. So this is the monoatomic, this is the diatomic. Now we will see the another one, and that is the triatomic. Triatomic. Tri, it means three. Atomic, it means atoms. So, such kind of a monoatomic molecule which exists in nature in a three with the combination of a three atoms. Basically, if you see, ozone is that. The formula of ozone is O3. So here, three molecules of oxygen, they combine together to form the ozone molecule. Okay, so one type of element is there, one type of atom is there which combines together, and since three atoms, three same oxygen is attached with it to form the ozone, to form the O3, that's why we use the term for it, that is a triatomic molecule. Okay, so three atoms are combining with it. Okay, then we will talk about the tetraatomic. Tetra, it means 4. Atomic, it means atom. Now here, 4 same kind of a atom, they combine together to form the tetraatomic molecule. So what is that particular molecule which forms the tetraatomic molecule or which exists in nature in a tetraatomic form? That is phosphorus, P4. So phosphorus, it exists in nature as a P4. Okay, so thus we can say that 4 phosphorus, they combine together. This is P, this is P, this is P, this is P. So 4 phosphorus atom, they combine together to form P4. And since 4 atom is there, so we use the term for is tetraatomic. Homo, because the same, it means only phosphorus atom is combined together with it. Thus it is a tetrahomoatomic molecule. Now after that, polyatomic. So polyatomic means more than that of the 4. Okay, so polyatomic, like that of the sulfur, S8, or C60, Buckminster fullerene. So Buckminster fullerene, they exist, they combine with that of the carbon, 60 carbons, they combine together to form the Buckminster fullerene. And sulfur, it exists in nature by combining with the 8 atom of the sulfur together. Okay, so more than that of the 4 atom, we call it, we use the term for it, that is the polyatomic molecule. Poly, it means many. Atomic, it means atoms. So when many atoms, they combine together, they forms the polyatomic molecule. And since again I am saying that one atom is there, means one type of atom is combining with each other to form the molecule, we called is a homoatomic molecule. Okay, so 8 atoms of a sulfur, they combine together to form the sulfur polyatomic molecule. And here the Buckminster fullerene, where the 60 carbon atom, they combine together to form carbon 60. Okay, so this is what? This is the molecules of the element. Now we will see the molecules of the compound. So right now we study about the molecule of the element. Now we will see the molecule of the compound. As the name, it indicates the compound, it means here 2 different type of atoms, they combine together to form the molecules of compound. Since the 2 elements, 2 different types of element, when they combine together, they form the compound. So 2 different element of different atoms, they combine together, they form the molecules of the compound. So if we see here, you can understand by this that the H2O is there. So 2 atom of a hydrogen is there and 1 atom of a oxygen is there, which forms the molecule, because 2 different types of atom are combining here. Okay, so we can say that it is a molecule of the compound. We use another term for it, and that is for that molecules of the element, we use the term for it, that is a homoatomic molecule. Here we use the term that is heteroatomic molecule. Now by this you will be able to understand it very easily. Hetero means what, student? Different. Atomic means atoms. So when 2 or more type of atom or 2 different types of atom, when they combine together to form molecule, that kind of a molecule is known as a heteroatomic molecule. There we were studying about the homoatomic molecule, where the 2 atoms, they combine together, but that atoms are of same type. So that kind of a molecule, we use the term for it, that is homoatomic molecule. Here it is a heteroatomic molecule or molecule of the compound. Now you see here, student, here we are talking about the 2 atoms or 2 different type of atom, they combine together. So there is always the 2 different atom will be there. At least 2 atom must combine together to form the heteroatomic molecule. So there will be no case of that of the monoatomic molecule of the compound, because two atoms must combine. So 2 is there, so it will start with that of the diatomic. So here we will start with the diatomic molecules of the compound. So when we talk about the diatomic molecule of the compound, so you can see example is like that of a hydrochloric acid, HCl. So one atom of hydrogen is there and one atom of a chlorine is there. Okay, so this is the one atom, this one is the one atom. These two atoms, they combine together to form the hydrochloric acid. So here two atoms are there, both of them are different from each other. So we will call it as a diatomic. Okay. We can take another example like CO, carbon monoxide. So carbon monoxide is also one carbon is there, one oxygen is there. Both of them, they combine together to form the diatomic molecule. So here when one atom and the another different atom, they combine together, they forms the diatomic molecule. Now triatomic, H2O or CO2. So you can see here student, two atoms of a hydrogen is there. It combines with the one atom of the oxygen. So 2 plus 1, that will be equals to 3 here. Okay. So tri, it means 3. So 3 atoms of the molecule of compound. Here one carbon atom is there and 2 oxygen atom is there. So it will also give the 3 atoms, that is the triatomic molecule of the compound. So such kind of compounds we called it as a triatomic molecule of compound. Tetraatomic, CH4, NH3. NH3. So you can see here ammonia. So 3 atom of a hydrogen and 1 atom of the nitrogen, it combines together to the 4 atoms, that is the tetraatomic molecule of a compound. Okay. Then polyatomic. So in this we can use an example, that is CH4. So here 1 carbon is there and 4 hydrogen is there, which will give the 5 atoms of that of the molecules of the compound. So this is what? This is the polyatomic molecule of the compound. So these are the different molecules of the compounds which we had categorized on the basis of the amount of atom which is present in it. Okay.